and good morning, peace, greetings, everyone. And good morning, Miss Atifah Nusaybah. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
Yes, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and everyone, good morning to you. And this is a beautiful miracle time again, episode number 2 with special guests in the house. As you know, the Miracle Game ebook was launched in 2013, and Miss Nusaybah was one of those guests that was in the launch in Singapore National Library. Do you remember that young lady?
Yes, I was very, very young at that point.
You know,
I think I was in my teens, secondary school timing.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was very long time ago.
So literally, you saw people going through the game book.
Yes.
Have you ever played the Miracle Game?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as everybody know, the Miracle Game, as Ms. Nusaybah mentioned, was launched in the Singapore National Library, and it is a compilation of quotes, the aha moments that I was going through in my life, all the experiences. People Facebook it as complaints, and most of the time as negative comments about their lives. But I chose another route of really encompassing the values I got of the experience through relationship challenges, emotionally draining challenges, health challenges, as well as other kind of interesting challenges that I was going to, of course, finance challenges. But that I converted into a realization, and I decided to put it through Facebook, and it was compiled later by one of our friends into this ebook, and it was launched in Singapore. And in the purpose of the conversations that we are having on the ebook is really to get people to play it in a fun way, to have realizations that the whole world is giving us signals and answers, and all we have to do is just tune in to the clarity of that. So today we are very, very excited that we are having Ms. Nusaybah in the house, and I want to just introduce Ms. Nusaybah as someone who has really been a passionate learner and educator, and I know her as an awesome teacher, and I am one of her greatest fans because she sings so well. And for those of you who know her, she's actually a familiar face in Singapore as a Chuti star in the age of 10. Yes, 10, so long ago, but you still made it to the top 10 of the Chuti star finals in very long ago, 10 years ago, possibly. But that is why I'm a great fan of hers. And of course, most importantly, knowing her for the last almost 22 years now, she herself is a miracle in my life. So thank you so much for being that miracle.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Okay. So today's session is about, we're going to play the game. But just before that, do you believe in miracles?
Most definitely. I think like a lot of things in our life that we go through is usually because of a miracle, because sometimes things happen when you least expect it. And I think that's, even be it good or bad, it always has a catch to it. So that's why it's a miracle. Yeah, so I do believe it.
Yeah, so it is something beyond force,
Yes.
beyond our own limitations, human limitations.
Definitely.
So we call it divine interventions. That's what we're looking at. So are you ready to play the game?
Definitely. Let's do this.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to share the screen. So we will do a little bit. Okay. So as you know, the game book is basically played by going through your own calling, like your own questions you want an answer to. This is not tarot card reading, as I always tell people. This is about you recognizing your own answers, that some challenges or some bugging questions that you feel like, why is this happening? What should I learn from it? That kind of a conversation. So here we are. So we will be playing the game by doing an exercise, which is a very simple exercise that you just have to put your legs down, feel yourself comfortable, both legs on the ground, and you need to take a deep breath in, and while you're breathing in, set the intention to receive your answer. So it's like opening to receive an answer for a question that is kind of taking you to giving you some kind of a tension or concern or anything uncomfortable you are with. It could be any questions you're asking, like challenging. You want to know why is this happening to you. Some people have this why me kind of a conversation, right? So this is the time that we need to do that. So we close our eyes, we take a deep breath in, really grounding ourselves to the ground, and feel your body in your body, feel yourself in your body, and come to the question that you feel you need an answer to. And really ask that question in your heart. You don't have to tell me. And when you are ready, I want you to think of a number between 1 to 100. So you can open your eyes and tell us your number that you are thinking, 1 to 100.
92.
92, that's nice. So it's the first number that comes into your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't judge that number. So as you can see, that is like a lotto card. Okay, so what we're gonna do is press number 92. Yes, 92. Right, wow, that's one of the longest words that was written, right? So, okay, so you're gonna read it out. Can I read it for you? Yes.
You want me to read it?
Yes, you can. Please read it.
Desires come not only in the form of materials, they also come in the form of desire for power, leadership, control, fame, etc. Even in the spiritual world, they are all different phases of ego and attachments. When we realize the universal principles of compassion, humbleness, unconditional love, and support for humanity, and detachment is attachment, in attachment, we can evolve to new levels of consciousness and enjoy higher levels of universal love, peace, and joy within and without.
Okay. So I want to ask you, how do you feel the answer? Are you relating to it? Let me just keep that on the screen first. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's keep that on the screen. And what do you feel about that?
Okay, it's not exactly like an answer to my question per se, but it's more of like what I should do.
Yes.
Yeah, so like how I should be putting myself in this situation and in what angle I should view this problem that I'm going through. So it's not like how do I put it? Yeah, it's basically what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like this is what I should be doing to overcome this instead of taking the solution that I mentioned in my heart.
Okay, so you wanted to do a solution, but this kind of guides you to a direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Is that interesting?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It gives me another take on the things that I go through in my life and the decisions that I make. I should like look at different things, to different answers to my questions instead of just taking the easy way out.
That's right.
I think one thing mentioned in there is about being compassionate and being humble and the unconditional love that you have for people. I feel like that's something that we overlook because we always think that, you know, when you are put in a space where you have people around you that don't really let me just like put it generally, so like people don't respect you, or they don't appreciate you for your presence. But then like we think that, okay, the best way to do it is to just leave. You just don't have to be in that space. Just don't put yourself in a negative environment. But then again, there also comes where you see that, you know, like different people have different ways of life and different things that they go through in their life to think that, you know, this is okay for them to do, but they don't realize what they are doing they don't understand their actions, how their actions affect people. So that's where we as individuals need to understand that people go through different things, and we ourselves should like put ourselves in their shoes, or like be unconditional with the love that we give to people, because, you know,
they go through their own phases in life.
It's their own things that we really don't know what is running. We really don't know what's running through people's heads. So we are just, you know, going about just judging what they do and thinking that they are bad people, but we don't see that whatever that's going on behind closed doors.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
which is vice versa. Like even if we are going through something and we choose to take that path, is because we feel that this is not something that we want to put ourselves through, and probably because we already been through that, or maybe we haven't been through that, but we just don't want to take the harder way out.
That's right. That's right. Well, I feel that, at the end of the day, whatever that we are going through, the word attachment in detachment, sorry, the other way around, detachment in attachment. That means we want something badly, so we give all kind of shape, size, and form to it, and then we attach to the result. We are so, sometimes we feel like we want to control it, we want to control the outcome.
Yeah.
And when we can't control, that's where we end up in disappointment or fear and all of that. So coming to the part where you want something and then you go into a detachment, which means you leave it to the higher force, otherwise known as miracle, beyond our limitations, right? Going beyond the human mind is the Almighty's presence to take it over. So it is the detachment in anything that we do, the desires that we have, that will ultimately give us the kind of peace and joy to live the moment, right? So that's exactly where we are heading with this. So if I would ask you, what are so are you happy with the result that you came up with? So I'm sure you have.
It's basically telling me to push a little more, and then I may or may not be able to get what I initially wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel that's the answer.
Okay, later I'll ask you what is the question.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay. All right. So okay, no problem. We'll handle that later. So what I want to ask you is, have you experienced miracles in your life?
Definitely. For starters, I think one miracle that the first ever wow experience that came about was my education, because I took my higher NITEC in college, IT College West, in business service management, and then my GPA was not the best, but it was not the worst. So it was very hard for me to get into a polytechnic course that of my choice, basically. So I thought that was the end. I will never get a diploma, but somehow I managed to get through. I get through with my diploma, but I had to take a foundation course. So the total cost of my diploma was really, really too much for me at that point of time, because it was
private.
Yeah, it was a private school, and I had to go through an extra course for the course that I wanted, which is psychology. So it was very hard for me to think that I would be able to pay the money at the fees at that point of time. But yeah, the miracle, and I managed to get someone to help with a student loan situation. So
and they showed up.
And I thought that I always wanted to pay for my own education without my parents helping me out, because I felt like that would be something that I could say I did by myself, like it was an achievement by myself. So I think that's what I finally accomplished, and that was something that that's something that I'm very happy that I managed to do.
That's right. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think that's one miracle.
Yes. Okay. Any other miracles you can think of?
Yeah. Okay. So the next one would be my engagement, which was
congratulations again.
Thank you. That was because of the whole COVID situation, and we didn't think that my engagement got pushed a couple of times because of other circumstances, but then came COVID, and it was so hard for me to think that it will actually happen, and it really happened in a way that I honestly have I just don't know, it just happened. And it looked more grand,
magical.
I would say. It was very over the top for an engagement that I would have planned myself, because I felt like as much as I always wanted a big, massive, big fat Indian wedding, but I was cool with whatever that was happening, because I felt like it was realistic to me. But even though we had a very short period of time, and
we planned it in 24
hours. Yeah, it was it was a very small budget. We didn't think that it would look so good for the amount of money that we took out, and it really looked very magical. And it happened like literally 2 days before my engagement. I got a call and I was told that at 11 p.m. actually, so it's technically like one day. Then I was told that my engagement had to be postponed because of the measures that Singapore was going to take for the COVID-19 situation. So when that call came, I was just like all over the place. I'm like, oh my god, how are people going to come after? How am I going to come after? Will I get a leave for my engagement? And also it was very rushed and it was like too many things to do at one night. But thank God for people around me and the Almighty, because like, you know, who would have thought that my engagement would be so pretty with so many things that, you know, it was just
supported
wow.
by so many people. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes, it's really wonderful to hear that miracles is really a manifestation of beyond human mind, right? So in our mind, we set the limitation, and then again and again, Almighty gives us the extension to tell us, no, this is possible too. Now that will, if it happens again, for example, I mean, things that happen are usually the one-off things in our life, and they show up as miracle. You can never expect another thing of the same nature to happen again in that same dynamics, and that's what the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
So this is where we really want to thank Almighty, and the kind of conversations that we are having about the importance of looking beyond our human self, and that life is without limitation. Limitations are set in our mind. We can only achieve this. Only this group of people can achieve this. Only if you are doing that. Yesterday, there was an article on the top 100 people who are wealthy Indians, something like that. So there are people sending out messages about it. My question to you will be, you are so excited about others being wealthy. Have you ever imagined yourself into that space? If you're not, why not? What is the limitation that we are setting ourselves, and why can't miracle be manifested? And I have always got this saying that says, if you don't have what you want, means you didn't want it badly enough.
I think that also has something to do with like how much you think you deserve and like what is your own worth. Like a lot of people think that because you don't have a certain like certification, or you don't have a certain skill, and then you don't, it's like, oh, okay, because I don't have this, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not skillful enough, then I don't deserve this. It's like saying that like every human only deserves a certain amount. Like it's like just because they are like that, they get it because you know they can do this, they can do that, but I don't deserve it, or I don't want it, or I can't get it because I'm not
so
exactly. So
conditions.
Like, so it's like why can you not get it? You can. Is whether you want it or not, and how much effort you want to put into getting it in the first place.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. It's like me telling myself, because I went to ITE, I can never make it, or like because I don't have enough money in my pocket, so I cannot go and get myself a diploma. You know, it's always, that's where like the miracles come in. It's like you really trust in the higher source, and like the people around you. How much do you trust the people around you to say that it's not exactly like a help, but how much sometimes we underestimate the amount of love that people have for us, and we don't that shows how ungrateful we are lah. So it's like you just because they feel that, you know, like they're not like as in touch with you, or like, you know, maybe you're very distant, so like they're not gonna be there for you when you need them, or they're not gonna do anything for you because you are not that close to them. Yeah. So it's like it's more of like appreciating people, also like knowing that they will be there for you because of the things that you have gone through together.
Yes.
Yeah. And accepting that, you know, that you deserve that love, and you deserve whatever that you want to achieve.
Yes, absolutely. And that's how the whole conversation is, because at the end of the day, you have also taken action. So not just about, you know, sitting down there and, oh, I wish I can have a diploma. You went out there, you took action.
Yeah.
And that is the most important part of any miracle. And allow the action to happen. Allow people to support us. Allow people to show up. And that is the beauty of any miracle showing up in your life. You see, the trees, when they grow, People look at it from outside, it's a miracle, but what it goes through,
Yeah.
how it's supported by the sun and the water that the universe provides, and everything. So this is a very natural process that the whole world is designed to work in.
Yeah.
So if we can understand the signs of miracle, then I have to say, in every aspect of our life, we can create it again and again. How exciting is that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So cool. So thank you so much. Is there anything you want to tell everybody?
I think I just want to share one quote in relation to my that answer that I got. So I mean, something that I have to apply for myself also in relation to what my question was, and it is saying that if you are unable to be kind, you are just ignorant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think we should all be less ignorant and start appreciating the people around us, and regardless of what goes around, we all need to. I mean, I'm telling myself also,
Yes,
like,
yes, it
it's
is
something that I
got
need
that.
to. Yeah, I need to work on myself as well, because I feel that a lot of things that I am going through now has tested me in the way that I have never imagined. Yeah, so I feel that we should all start being kind.
Thank you. That's the message, and
Yes.
it is also the World Mental Health Day.
Yes.
And we are very, very grateful to Almighty for the kind of blessings that we have got over the years. And for those of you who still do not know, this is my lovely daughter. And we have grown we've come a long way together. And as I said, she has been a miracle for me to start with, having a condition of endometriosis. I was told that I'll never have a kid and never have a child.
Basically, I am the miracle.
Exactly. One of the miracles.
Sure.
Yes. And I have 3 miracles that showed up because of, Almighty's blessings. And so the miracles go on and on in our life. And that's the beauty of life. And I'm so grateful to Almighty for the kind of joy you are in my life.
Thank
I just
you.
want to declare it in front of everyone.
You're also a joy in my life.
Yes. and unconditional love is not about just in relationships, but with the people that show up. And I'm so grateful for the kind of relationship that's showing up. Her fiance and the in-laws to be, they are just amazing people. And so those are manifestations of what can happen in our life when we set the right intention with the right heart to move things forward. So thank you once again for tuning in. I trust this session has been fun for you. We had to get into Zoom instead of StreamYard because of the technical glitches. But anyway,
But it's all right.
Yeah, it is so awesome that we're able to put this together. And thank you so much once again for tuning in. We'll see you next week on Sunday with a new guest in the house. Have a miraculous week ahead, renewing energy and rejoicing the love in your life. Thank you and God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.